He has wasted weeks, including a couple of nights, at Paddington and Charing Cross stations, trying to spread out the hunt so that it was safer, and remaining wary of CCTV cameras, knowing exactly how far away from the stations he needed to be before he was in the clear. He knew it was imperative that he never created any suspicion, but it's been frustrating. And so tonight, he was returning to his old hunting ground, but with one new added dimension, saving the cash required to be allowed into Euston Station's first-class lounge via the cheapest ticket he could purchase. Choosing a table with a complete view of the station's concourse below the bay window, he helped himself to a free coffee and a pastry. Wearing rimless glasses, a black hoodie with jeans and sneakers, and carrying a nondescript canvas haversack, to all intents and purposes he appeared to be a university graduate. Sitting with his back to the rest of the lounge, he was relieved that it was virtually empty. From his position he could watch passengers coming and going, and all the train departures and arrivals were on screens clearly visible from his position. Taking out his mobile phone, he appeared to be concentrating on messages and texting while, in reality, his concentration was on Platform 1, awaiting the arrival of a train from Liverpool Lime Street. This had been very productive on previous occasions. Finishing his coffee, he took an old takeaway coffee beaker from his haversack in readiness as the arriving passengers began to stream out onto the station's concourse. Surrounded by cafes and fast food stalls, newsagents and bookshops, his focus was directed on the passengers with their trolleys and wheelie suitcases. As groups of family and friends waited outside the platform's exit gate, he began to feel very agitated that after all his planning it looked as if he was out of luck. The last straggling passengers had walked out of the exit gate when his antenna kicked into action. She was very petite, with blonde hair worn in a thick, twisted knot. Wearing a short miniskirt with rubber-soled ankle boots and a cheap Parker puffer jacket. Over her shoulder she had a large dirty white canvas bag with wide straps and what looked like a sleeping bag wrapped around with straps. He would have to learn quickly if she was meeting up with friends, intending to camp out somewhere with them. She seemed disorientated, standing by the exit gate as the grille was drawn closed. Looking around, she headed towards one of the empty seats available for passengers and paused by a stand offering various tourist attractions and free tube maps. Picking one out, she turned to look over towards the sign for the exit down to the tube trains, then concentrated on reading the tube station map. From the first-class lounge, it took only a few minutes for him to walk across the concourse towards her. Prepared in advance was the takeaway coffee beaker, and as he made the last few steps towards her, he jolted forwards, virtually into her arms. To any casual onlooker, it would look like a friend hugging her. "I'm so sorry, goodness. Here, let me mop this mess up." He had spilt the cold, watery coffee from his beaker over her canvas bag and quickly took out some tissues from his pocket to dab at the stain. She was much younger than he had first thought, a teenager with bad acne and bitten fingernails.
"It's all right. Didn't get any over me."
She had a strong northern accent. He gently dabbed the stain on her canvas bag. "I don't think I've done too much damage, but I was hurrying for the tube station. You catching a train?"
"No, I've only just arrived. Don't worry about me bag, honestly."
"Well, I've probably missed the train I was hurrying to get, so can I buy you a coffee? Or are you waiting for someone?"
"No, I'm on my own. I've never been to London before. In fact, I was just checking out the tube station. Never been on one of them either."
She gave a nervous laugh, then checked the stain on her bag.
"It's not too bad, so thanks."
"What's your name?"
"Heather."
"Well, I apologise, Heather. If you like, I can walk you down to the tube. Whereabouts are you heading?"